Okay, I just got home from Buffalo Wild Wings after okay, let me just explain this to you. So I get there in the prelims. I'm a casual. Okay, I get there right after Wellmaker loses to some absolute can, like dude making his debut in the UFC. He just loses bad. I'm like, okay, bro, nice. This guy was supposed to beat Marab. Alright, that's kind of glaze. And then freaking Tracy Cortez loses. Like, I don't really care too much, but it's just like, okay, bro, like, nice. I'm over 2 already. Then Rodriguez wins. I'm like, okay, thank you. Something is going like right in the world. All right, I like RoboCop. It was a good fight. It was like 30-27, 29-20, whatever. I think it was 30-27. Fun fight. Glad he won. Looking pretty strong. Had some stiff punches in there. And then Bo Nickel, bro. This guy Bo Nickel. Now, deep down, I just knew he was gonna win this fight because he's going against some random construction worker. But I'll still hate watching like No Tomorrow. Whenever like, I don't even know what happened. I think I was like mid chicken wing bite, but like Bo Nickel fell on his ass. I literally stood up, started clapping and yelling. It was bad, bro. I wanted this guy to lose so bad. It was I don't know, man. Buffalo Wild Wings, man. People forget, man. And then Bo Nickel drops like an amazing head kick knockout. I was like, oh my god, maybe I have to start liking this guy or something. But whatever. Vieira's a jobber. It doesn't matter. Whatever. And the main card starts. BSD 16-second knockout. I'm like, oh my god, this card is generational. What an amazing start to the pay-per-view card. And then, even though like I wanted Darius to win, that was still amazing. I'm glad it happened. That was super hype. I was like, holy shit, that was amazing. And then Carlos Prates, probably my favorite welterweight right now, goes in, slimes out Edwards after being beat pretty bad in that first round. Just amazing. It was like a left right down the middle. If you check the replay for Edwards, um, getting knocked out, it was so funny. Like you have to see about it. It was so funny seeing Edwards like fall down to the campus. I like Edwards, but like Protest knocking him out was like actually funny as hell, and it was such a good knockout too. I'm so glad he got that done. Hopefully, College Protest fights like JDM next or something. Okay, I'll like go into like the matchmaking for this after, since I think I cooked up something crazy, but that'll be a little bit later. So far, 2 fights on the main card, like literally amazing. I'm like, oh my god, this could be card of the year. This could be card of the decade. This could be the best UFC card in the history of the sport. Next, I'm mainly talking about the main card. Anyways, Michael Morales, Sean Brady. Now, I wanted Sean Brady when I like him. I think he already like deserved a title shot, and he took this fight. I'm like, wow, that's pretty badass. But he's taking this pretty dangerous fight against a power puncher, which is all cool and all. You could say that, but he got knocked out in the first round by Morales. Really good showing by Morales. He was like able to pick good shots, and he was just kind of able to overpower him. Had a great shot selection, and then he eventually okay, Morales was able to like hurt him early pretty bad. At then I was like, oh, it's probably gonna end that way. He was just looking really good. Now there's like a way that Michael Morales stands. It like looks kind of odd, and obviously it works. But like, I'm just like watching it. He just looks kind of odd, like standing up there. Like you could like tell that he's just like an athletic guy, like an athlete that's just fighting. But so that's why I think he'll just probably get like literally like decimated by Makachev. But whatever. Anyways, it was an amazing finish. Very entertaining. 3 like amazing finishes in a row on the main card. Even though like at this point I'm like 2 for 5 in picks, I didn't even care because it was so entertaining, so good. And then next we have Whaley versus Shevchenko. Now, call me a casual, call me like not a true fan, but like this was like the only women's fight I was like low key like hyped for. Like Herb or like Mackenzie Dern versus that versus Rosas Jr. or whatever. Like I was like, okay, pretty neat. I watched the full thing, but like this fight I was like excited for to see Zhang get that second belt. And like it's not even that she lost, because I'm not gonna go here and just like be hella biased unless it's like Bo Nickel or something or Khalil Roundtree, since that's my goat. But like seeing Zhang just get like literally laid on top of for 25 minutes straight, bro, it was just like torture, bro. Cause like on the feet it was like competitive and I mean Shevchenko was better on the feet, but it was still like nice and competitive. It was fun to watch, and then it's just like when Shevchenko just got that takedown, just knew it was over. After okay, another thing, Buffalo Wild Wings. Normally it's super hype, super entertaining. Like me and my group of friends were carrying this boring ass Buffalo Wild Wing. Like literally, no one was making noise, no one was doing nothing. I was like on my knees in Buffalo Wild Wings. It is a little bit too much, but I was like on my knees in Buffalo Wild Wings, like no. After like no, Whaley lost, no. Me and I was just like on our knees in Buffalo Wild Wings, bro, yelling that Whaley lost because there's some like ABGs behind us, but like, oh my god, bro, what am I doing, bro? And then whatever. That was a boring fight, and I was like, okay, whatever, it's fine. It was still generational. Three amazing finishes, kind of a boring fight, but we have Makachev versus JDM. Yes, please. This fight's gonna be so amazing. First round, JDM has a little moment. Makachev strikes a little bit, and then it goes downhill from there. Makachev takes JDM down, controls him for the whole first round. I'm like, okay, whatever. I expected that. Everybody expected that. And then second round, same thing, bro. JDM failed takedown into getting into terrible position. That like almost made me like cry. Now I'm literally already kind of forgetting, so the fight was so boring. But like JDM had a little moment where he was kind of piecing up Makachev in the pocket a little bit. Thought that was great. I was like, okay, he has a chance. I really like JDM. I like Makachev. I liked him for a couple of years now, but like something about JDM I like a little bit more. So I was like, okay, I see this happening. He could win this, and it just like never panned out. Like there was like never another point in the fight where I was like, yeah, JDM could really do something here, because like JDM was just on the floor for the whole other 15 minutes of the fight, and like this is really frustrating. And UFC and MMA is really entertaining, but it's like there's just like an obvious like super dominant fighting style that's low risk and will just like it's like almost it's like unlosable, and like I mean it depends on a couple things, but the having better grappling and wrestling and just like leads to control for the whole fight. It's like such a low risk strategy because what's the other guy gonna do if you're on top of him, and you could like kind of get in like some little itsy bitsy shots or whatever you like to call them. And if you just like mog them in the grappling and wrestling, it doesn't matter if the other guy is like slightly better on the feet or a lot better on the feet. Because Makachev did beat JDM on the feet for their couple of exchanges, which is all good. But it's just like how, like even though Makachev was better on the feet, he was so much better on the ground and wrestling that he just went to that, and it was just like really boring. And okay, JDM was kind of impressive because he actually had pretty good grappling. He didn't get submitted. There's a couple times where it was like kind of looked like Makachev almost had a chance. And I know like the Craig Jones stuff is gonna get made fun of, but like honestly, I think it did help because JDM survived 25 minutes of being controlled by Makachev. That's literally never happened before. I mean, Volk was like a whole round or something under Makachev, but like still like Hooker. Okay, let me just not bring up anything about his other about Makachev's other opponents. I might disrespect JDM on accident before I start talking about King Green and Dan Hooker. But I mean, Oliveira got submitted, but he got rocked. But it's just like, I mean, UFC MMA is supposed to be like a real fight. What I'm really trying to get at is like I could accept that it's supposed to be a real fight, but it's just like so boring sometimes. And it's also like we're just kind of on a streak, bro. Terrible. Two main events. Last card, Aspinall gets eye poked. I literally, like before that, Prayer gets a generational finish on Ankalaev. That's cool and all. And then before that, we got Khamzat laying on DDP for 25 minutes. And it's just like, I don't want to be too negative because like these are really good I shouldn't say entertain. These are super good skilled fighters who are definitely the most dangerous people on the planet. But it's just like being able to grapple and wrestle better than the other guy and like being able to control your opponent, it's just such an effective strategy, and it's just always works if you're able to get them in those positions. And I mean, I don't think there's other than it being boring, there's not like necessarily anything wrong with it, but it's just, like, listen, Islam, you were tapping him on the feet, bro. You were better on the feet. You might as well let those hands fly a little bit, bro. And I don't know. This card was, it was good. It was amazing. It was peak. It was disappointing. I personally enjoy the main card fights that are like not the main event, and I also enjoy the prelims a little bit more than like the average UFC fan. But like still, they didn't make up for Makhachev laying on JDM forever. I don't know. I just hope. I mean, okay. I guess I'll get into the matchmaking now. So, I'm telling you, this is the only answer. If you have anything wrong with this, you're casual. Alright, first we have Makhachev and Morales. Now, I know Morales, people probably don't necessarily seem to think that this is. Morales is like, what, ranked number 9, 8, something, 6 or 7? Whoa. Was ranked, kind of a little bit lower, but like he beat the number 2 ranked contender in the first round by vicious, brutal knockout. It was amazing. Give him the title shot, he deserves it. I think everyone would like that. It's a fun fight. Alright, makes sense, okay? And now, on the other hand, we have Sean Brady. And I think Sean Brady fighting Rakhmonov would be, because like, okay, Rakhmonov deserves a title shot based on resume. He just hasn't fought in forever. So like giving him a fighter who's still like high ranked, but like it's kind of supposed to be a little bit of a gimme, I think would be fine and be good, because it'd still be a good fight. People would like it. People would hype for it. But it's like, Rakhmonov doesn't necessarily need to be like a top contender, even though Sean Brady is a top contender. But like, if like, I don't want him to fight like Leon Edwards, but like, like Rakhmonov could just like fight somebody who's probably not like at the peak or peaking, just like to prove that he's still like in it. And then he get a title shot for that. All right, so right now we have Morales, Makhachev, JDM. Oh, wait, that's the next thing. And then Brady, Rakhmonov. Now we have Carlos Prates winning. Just give him JDM. That's gonna be an amazing fight. It'd be a fun fight. It'd be fun to watch. I would enjoy it. Great, cool. Those are 3 good fights. I think people would enjoy them. Now next we have Bilal versus Ian Gary coming up, and this is where it gets a little more complicated, because like the Rakhmonov, would probably fight like the winner or the loser of one of those 2 fights, but he's already fought Ian Gary, so I don't really want to get like the multiple like type of possibilities. But I think the loser of Ian Gary and what's the guy's name again? Anyways, the guy that Ian Gary's fighting, that guy, the loser of that fight should fight Kamaru Usman. I swear to God, if this Usman Islam fight plays out, I'm sliming out Dana White. I'm killing Dana White, bro, because that's such a disgrace to the sport if that happens. Anyways, the loser of that should fight Usman, and then honestly, the winner, I don't know, man. The winner, I think they should. Okay, it would make sense for them just to wait for a title shot. Ian Gary, he's been very impressive. He beat Prates, he's beat MVP, he's beat. He's a pretty good fighter, but like he did lose to Shavkat. But he just beat Prates, so whatever. So if he beats Belmont, then he deserves a title shot. He should just wait for Morales first. And then same thing for Bilal, and the loser fights Usman. So if the loser fights Usman, the winner just waits. I think that's a fine. Listen, to the welterweight's so stacked. It's definitely the best division in the UFC right now. And there's like a multiple different answers for the matchmaking. I think they're all fine. And Edwards can fight like give him a Shara bullet, bro. I don't know. But I mean, there's a couple of different ways to think about it. I think it's fine to give Morales the next title shot. That would be very fun. People like to see it, and hopefully Morales can save us from the Makhachev, the Makachev boring performances. But also, this also accounted for the fact that Ilia Topuria doesn't move up. If he does move up, I don't know how you want to do this. Morales gets the shot, or just give it to Topuria. So I think that fight's a little more important. Anyways, I don't want to talk for too much. I mean, pretty much all you have to know is this fight. This fight card was really good and really bad at the same time. It was definitely disappointing, but it did have its moments. And hope you have a good time for the rest of your day or whatever. And yeah, next we have Marab versus Jan and Pantoja versus Van and the real hardcores fight, which is gonna be Cejudo versus Talbot. Alright, see you. I'll make another rant video right after this one because I got some things to say.